talked about.
Excuse this interruption. Can I have Stella Campbell to the office? Stella?
Then we talked about 348. What is the expected outcome of a single spin here?
Also, could I have Sky Everett to the office? Thank you.
26. That's it, right? Just $26. Because a quarter, a half doesn't really matter there. But the quarter and quarter here. So even though it's not possible, we say the expected outcome of each on average would be 26. We moved on down into here talking about the portion of the circle. How many degrees out of the total degrees will tell us the probability. Do we need to review this problem, or are we ready to move on beyond that one? I mean, we were very, very close. So we were discussing that 45 degrees is how much of the circle? Not a sixth. An eighth, right? So 45. Oh, come on. Snapshot of the wrong thing.
Where does it say that? 51. It's the new basketball player. These are incredible.
You know that there were people in a room sitting around. All right, problem 49. What do we call them? And somebody was like Jesse, and they're like, "Well, you're boring." Problem 51. Rim shot.
I gotta ask if I can solve this out.
So there were actually here earlier. I think they've left now, but there were editors. There were textbook editors from I think Holt Mifflin, but one of the textbook companies. So you guys could have asked them, "What do you think of the names?"
No,
But I think they've left. So sorry.
Yeah, I saw them.
Yeah.
And I talked to him, and he called me over and made me tell them what they're like.
Yeah, there you go. So this, that's his MO, right? That's just what he does. Hey, talk about mastery. Make these adults confused. So we said that this was 1/8, leaving this to be 3/8, a quarter and a quarter, and our average net outcome there was what? Did we calculate it all the way?
Negative 13 cents.
Negative 13 eighths?
1/8
Cents? This is.
Or dollar.
Is it negative 0.13?
Yes.
Okay, just checking.
I got the wrong line.
So to get there, we go a quarter of 6, a quarter of 2. Even though, can you remember what I said about why this game is tricky? When you walk up to it and you're like, ooh, we should play this. Looks like it's a half chance of winning.
And one of the winning things is bigger than both the...
Yeah, and the winning amounts are bigger or equal to the losing amount. So sure, why not?
But no.
But no. Because this is only a quarter. And this is much more. Well, it's an eighth more, but this is still... So essentially, if we make this even and say that this is another -5 region, this -5 just way overpowers if we split this and think about it as a +2. This -5 and this 6 are pretty equal, but this way overpowers, and we end up with that whole -13 cents. All right, were you guys ready for 50? I don't think we talked about that. Had you guys started working on it yet? So let's dive in to 50, 51, and potentially 52 if you get that far before we bring it back together. And give you at least 4 minutes till I try this. Wherever you guys left off in your notes, essentially. Because different groups might be in different places. So if you've already, I don't think we've done 350s, but I don't think we had time. Yeah. So 50 if you need to. If you're done with that, move on to 51. Saying blah 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 blah.
It's my way of saying
You could say that.
The value is $5.16. No, that's I added a basically
Yeah, they do.
honestly, I can't quite remember.
Have you reread the problem?
I think so.
You need to do that twice.
I remember doing something. I can't remember what I did.
So double spin is a new game. The player wins if both spins come up. Like if both are the same. Right? So $100 has an eighth of a chance, they tell us. Or eighth of the circle. So eighth of a chance.
Oh, I totally messed up.
What are we stuck on? Are we moving on?
No, I just messed up. This is on the I just messed something up totally.
Okay.
I put the wrong numbers for the probabilities. I switched like 101. So that would make a big difference.
We're making a tree diagram for this.
What?
Oh yeah. So I did. I took the average of
You have to wait for
all
us.
the winnings. So we went down here, plus 5, plus 1.
They do take too much sass on
Divided
it.
by 4 numbers,
Ew, what?
getting 29. And then I just looked for probabilities
Oh,
out,
you add.
added them up.
Because you were sassing
that
the zoo.
by 29.
All right. So before you get too deep, what's the probability of winning $100?
Zero.
It's
Nine
zero.
sixty
No, it's
four.
zero.
It's not an eighth, and it's not zero.
Yes,
964.
it is zero.
Oh, there's two chances, and there's an eighth of the circle.
So wait, hold on. Ryan's arguing it's zero. I want to hear this argument now. Ryan, why are you arguing?
Because if you spin, you can't get it unless you spin it twice, and you spin 200. That's 200.
The player gets to spin a spinner twice, but wins only if the same amount comes up both times.
So that's 200.
No, you only win if your two spins match.
You don't gain
You don't gain anything on the first spin.
Yeah.
Your second spin has to match. You ever played Husker Du? Or any of those games where you pick one and then the second one has to match, or you put them both back? That's what we're talking about here.
Spin 100 twice, you gain $100.
You gain $100 playing on it twice. But, so yeah, it's not an eighth. You have to do it twice. All I'm saying is be careful. I just wanted to make sure you didn't get too far assuming that the eighth would.
16.
64.
64. Great.
Okay.
No, don't say things like that. You know that's false.
Wait. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah, you need to slow down.
Hmm?
Get $0.
I still think it is what? Break even is you didn't lose it. Yeah, break even is you did not lose or gain.
How much does this game cost?
I think it says assume you get to play for free.
The ticket value would be
Why would you give up money?
Because yes.
Maybe it's one of those like we request that you donate sort of things.
what if you said no, you're okay. It says if you can play the game for free.
Okay, I figured it out. Okay, so what I did was probability of getting $1 is 964. And so I multiplied $1 times 964. So it's 964. Then I did the same thing but for all the others. So 10 times 4 is 64. I'm not simplifying yet. 5 times 4, 20, and 100 times 1 is 100. Added those all together.
Now a lot of you have figured this out.
By 64.
I just decided to go area model. You can make an argument for doing a tree diagram. But if I make an area model, do I need to fill in the whole thing?
No.
What do I need to fill in? Home? Yeah, what did you say, Graham?
only the matches, so these diagonal boxes here, because all the other boxes are what? Are losses. Who cares what the probability is, right? They're losses. So what did we say the probability is of winning 100?
164.
Which we already kind of talked about together. 1/64th, because the 1/8 probability times the 1/8 probability. I just did not write my probabilities here, but I would advise that you do, at least unless you're really comfortable. These are pretty easy fractions to work with. So what's the probability of a single 10? Not winning, but a single. 1/4 even. What's the probability combined? 1/16. Winning 5?
Also 1/16.
Winning 1?
9/64.
3 or 9? I heard multiple things. 9/64ths.
I need your eraser.
What was the original probability of 1? 3/8, right? So that's how we got that. What, if you were designing this game, do you think would be a fair amount to charge? Why do you think $2?
That wouldn't be fair.
Oh yeah, it's you winning.
No, you lose money.
So we would assume every time. Hold on, let's play this out, right? We're gonna design. I mean, we got Phoenix Fair coming up. You guys could swindle some people. Or I mean, yeah. No, but I mean, you could even show them this going into it. Be like, here's the game. Here's your probability. Give me $2. Well, let's play this out, right? Let's make some common denominators. So this 1/64ths, what would that be? 4, or 1/16th, it would be 4/64ths. And so with this one, and we already have 9/64ths. So
So that's what I changed it.
what? That's like 3.
It's an 18 on the 64 chance that you can get money.
So let's play this out. Now we say if it's an out of chance, that's how many people that played, right? If 64 people play and we say we charge $2, how much money will we have brought in? Or we're going like beyond the textbook. We've like taken a side step.
Sorry, how many people?
If we are trying to play out these probabilities to figure out if this would be a good amount to charge, we made our common denominator 64 for an out of 64 situation. If we want to start to work with this and solve problems with it, that out of 64 is like how many people played. Right? So we're not going to say $2 a spin. It's $2 to play. To play, you get 2 spins. If we charge $2 and 64 people play, we bring in $128. Now, out of those people who played, what happened? One of them took home 100.
One of them.
4 of them took home 10.
4 of them took home 10.
We've already lost money.
Oops, keep going. 4 of them.
Took home 5, 20. And then 9 of them took home 1.
So we just lost like $41.
You probably charge like $4.
Okay, so
Or 3 or
if
4.
we charge 3, we're trying to curb the market, right? We don't want to scare people away from our game. So we're going to charge $3. How much money do we bring in then?
I don't know.
192. Sorry that I'm writing on top of it. Do we make money now?
Yeah.
How much?
$3.
No.
This is 169. So 92 minus 69. Go 1 up to the 70. 20, 23.
That's
No,
great. It's not much better.
Now here's the thing, and this is what the lottery banks on. All because it's slated to come up based on probability. Will it? Not necessarily. All because the probability tells me it will only happen once in 64 times. Could it happen more?
Yeah.
If that happens one more time. Unless we had a bunch of money to start. we're kind of up the creek, right? So this is how the lottery works. This is how scratch-off tickets work. They look at how much they want to charge. They look at the prizes they want to give away. Most lottery tickets are you gotta match, right? You have to scratch and get 2 of the 100s, or 2 of the whatever, or 1 and a shoe, or like, you guys haven't played the lottery, but literally there's some really dumb lottery tickets.
Like,
Literally get that and a shoe, like somehow it has to do with that, or like the golden star, or the whatever symbol.
kind of.
This is how we use this math to like set up situations where we want to make money. And now you could play out, well, what if I charge 4? What if I charge 5, right? People, $5 is easy. It's like, it's a $5, right? They're just going to hand it to you, or if they give you a 10, you can make easy change. If we charge $5 a time, how much are we netting in?
Like
$320, right? Minus 169, we almost keep half of that, and that's if these wins come up how they're supposed to.
But if they don't, you still make a lot of money.
Hopefully. Yeah, assuming this doesn't come up more times than it should. Which, like a 1/64th chance is pretty tough to make, but I mean, it can happen. It can happen. Yeah, that would not happen. Like,
I know.
could.
All of them get.
So the probability, hold up. So the chances, Ryan, of all 64 people winning the $100, that's fine, I need a bigger calculator probably. No, it would be, it'd be the fraction, oh my batteries are pretty low. It would be the fraction 1/64, right, for each of them. And each time you like try to do it in a row, how do you work with the probability? You multiply it, right? So 2 people would be 1/64 times 1/64. So 64 people would be 1/64 to the power of 64. Literally, the calculator says your probability is 0. Because it rounded because there's too many zeros for it to fit. So it's not 0. I need to set this in scientific notation.
But it is a lot.
Here, hold on. Scientific notation. It's 0 times 10 to the. I think I broke it. But it also has a really low battery, so it says 0 times 10 to the 0.
Oh
Like it's literally coming up 0.
Went to the 0. I broke the calculator.
I think I broke it. But that's how small, how minute that probability
Wait, that
would
means
be.
the probability is 1 according to that.
No,
Not 0.
okay. That's
It's
that.
0.
No, that's 0
No,
times
0
10
times
to the power of 0.
Oh, dang it.
So it's really 0 times 1.
I didn't.
Hashtag that
Because
must
E
count.
or E in the calculator is times 10 to. All right, we got to keep rolling. We got to defend the golden calculator. Who's even questioning doing that?
Well, this is
I've already
I'm
I'm
doing it.
I'm
wanted to do
Ryan answers both came to the meeting, so.
Do I need to bribe you guys?
But you can.
I want money.
Yes,
You
you
think
do.
it's only calculator.
You totally need to bribe us.
Okay.
No, you're actually.
Ethan, you haven't been to
I mean, I'm doing it, but I mean.
All right, 351. Recenter, please. I will start to bribe you guys. Don't worry. I just need to like
He's
make
still on
treats.
the street. He's not. No, but he's not dunking. He's shooting.
Okay,
Oh, no.
351.
How do you know
Duncan Delilah and his buddies. Check it out. Refocus. We have 15 minutes. We got a couple more problems to get through. You guys have to admit that's pretty cool. What we were just able to do, like figure out how much we should charge for the game.
Shot the game's better.
Dude, if you tell somebody, hey, pay me $5, you have a chance to win 100. In their head, they go, well, man, I could do this 20 times and still, like, if I win once in those 20 times, I'll make my money back, right? And people will do it. Like, it's amazing, but people do it. That's what fairs operate like.
We should all partner and do a stand with them.
No, I don't want to stand.
It's not a stand, it's just a game of chance.
Yeah.
You better be able to pay them.
I don't want to turn up and think like, oh, you're going to win.
We're not tricking.
I feel like
We will give it.
You can show them.
Yeah, we'll show them the chart, and then if they still want to do it.
Then they'll know that they're
That's like when the drug companies tell you the side effects. All the ladies walking their puppy, whatever
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Yeah. Duncan Delilah Jones has a 60% free throw average, better than a half.
Right, so use an honor to represent the sample space. What is the most likely of three possible outcomes? I just wanted to refocus you.
Where's that question? Let's do
26.
1 and 1.
326.
Notice it references
Miss, make
326.
one, make both.
Yeah, it has the area model.
Miss, make one, make both. Is it?
Yes or not?
Right here.
So it's the one-on-one. So if you miss the
There are
first one, you
three
get a second one.
Possible outcomes, right?
Oh yeah. So
Makes both. Oh, I gotta
Makes
get the.
both, misses one, or misses both.
Yeah. Because when there are.
You can't miss both.
It's a. Well. So we have to understand basketball to understand this situation. So I think we kind of breezed through this lesson. We didn't totally give this problem a lot of time. Who wants to explain it? I don't even play basketball. I don't play.
can explain.
Ryan, explain the one-on-one.
play it, but
I've worked scoreboard.
so 1 and 1 means you take your first shot, and if you make it, then you get to shoot a second. If you miss it, you don't get a second.
What if you get the second one? Is the third one?
No, you just get to.
Okay.
So this is when at basketball they're at the line, and when the guy shoots, everyone's like ah, and then if it goes in, they're like oh. Like, but if it's not a one-on-one, if it's just like a two-shot foul, like if you just have two shots, everyone like first shot and they're just standing around waiting. A one-on-one, if the ball doesn't go in the net, it's live. It's anyone's game. So it's really I find humor in watching the one-on-one. So if Delilah has a 60% chance, his first shot has a 60% chance of going in. So if we calculate and try to make an area model like that, notice that if he misses, if the 0.3 happens, the second shot doesn't affect it. It doesn't drop down through.
A 0.36% chance that he'll make the second one.
No, on the individual second shot, there's a 60% chance.
Yeah,
But that's only on that. We'll talk
the
with your
chance.
group.
Okay, so the chance will make. Yeah, are you freaking kidding me?
Hey, you guys doing your first shot on the left or top?
I'm doing one on the left.
You're doing it like theirs, okay.
Doing it on the top.
Sorry, Ethan. I started writing before you said it.
I can say.
Mm.
Best on. We didn't blank out 6 times more. I did too. I'm looking for like 6 times more.
I wasn't doing 6 times.
So the question is, what's 60% of 60%? Right, can't we just do 6 times 6 and there's 2 decimal places? Yeah, we get 0.36, and that repeats, you said? Oh, I thought you said 36. Okay, sweet. So just 0.36. I didn't think it should repeat. I just thought I misheard something. What's 40% of 60%? Well, 40% we could also think is 2/5. 2/5 of 6/10.
Correct. Wait, that doesn't make sense.
What do you mean?
No, my math.
So that's his first shot. I should write up here. This is his second shot.
Why is the bottom open?
Because it doesn't affect it. You can't
If-
get a second shot.
He misses shot 1. There is no shot 2.
So do we add the? Yeah. Okay.
Now, if that's true, or 0.40 down there, this has to be the complement to the situation. It has to round us out to 100%. So what do we get? we do get 24%. So what's most likely here? That he just misses. Which, wait, hold on. So if he has a 60% chance of making it, how is it most likely that he misses it?
We don't know why.
Chris?
It's not, since with the first shot, it going into both making and shooting, so no matter which one it is, he's still making one shot.
But the most likely of the 3 given outcomes, right? That's what it's asking us. This is 0 points. This is 1 point, and this is 2 points, right? He makes, or sorry, no, this is the other way around. My bad, backwards.
Excuse this interruption. I
Yeah.
need all 7th graders who have a last name and start with A or B. Please come to the office for your
Is this gonna keep going?
vision check. Thank you.
Yes.
Yes.
What's
This is gonna-
what does
What's
A
this
do?
for?
You'll be next.
Vision and sound.
What's this for?
Vision and sound.
That public schools have to do this.
What do we have to do?
Yeah, we did it
Like
last year. Actually, it's
read the letters over there as far
It's
down as you
the
can.
vision and sound. I do a E for like.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
This is actually really, really important because this is a lot of like kids' first identification for having any issues like that, because some families don't have time or money or availability to go and see like their pediatrician or whatever else. So as frustrating as this is, it is very important to do. The announcements kill me. I wish we just did it.
And my coach was Alan even more at the end of social studies because I have a 3B. He just gets very irritated.
Oh yeah, I have class 3B too, and that's my most honored class. So announcements are tough. So it is not what? My schedule's super weird.
Because you have us.
The most likely outcome of shot 1, the most likely outcome of him shooting is he makes it at least a shot. Right? Because there's a 60% chance that he gets the first shot in and will get to try the second. But the probability that he only gets 1 point is actually really low. It's only 24%. Because if he makes the first, he'll likely make the second. His probability says so. 36% chance. If you miss the first one, there is no other chance. And that's why it is so powerful, because it blasts through the other section. And this is where area model really actually helps us see what we're talking about. Situation 1, if it goes one way, there is no situation 2. And then situation 2. Make sense? You get it now? Why 0 points is most probable? So what is the expected outcome of his free throw? Let's say he's going to shoot 50, 100, 1,000 free throws. What's the expected outcome of an individual one? Well, we've been calculating this on other situations. Remember, we use the probability based off what's happening. I wrote it there in green. What is happening? The 0 points, 1 point, 2 point. Yeah.
So it's more likely that
Of the 3 outcomes, 0 points, 1 point, 2 points.
we'll get 0 points, but
Yes.
it's like the more likely that she'll get at least 1 point.
So for the direct example, like B, what it's directly asking, our answer will be 0. It's most likely that, or sorry, for A, it's most likely he'll get 0 points.
Yeah, but B is most likely that she'll get 1 point. Yeah.
So the probability of 1 or 2.
Nothing.
What? Okay, fine. Delilah.
What if the name's Duncan, not Duncan?
Gender doesn't matter anymore.
So,
So the probability that Delilah will get points, some amount of points, is 60%. So coach is like, yeah, okay, that's positive. But of the 3 occurrences, no points is more powerful than because we split the points probabilities. All right, so on average, a coach is trying to calculate and weigh out who's the better free throw shooter. On average, what's the expected outcome? Well, we have 36% chance of 2 points, 24% chance of 1 point, and this won't matter because it won't change anything. So we're going to be positive no matter what, right? Because we only have positive outcomes and 0, no negative outcomes. When we calculate that, what do we get? And you guys know how to use calculators. That's half the fun of math. Okay, it's not half the fun, but I enjoy punching things in a calculator. I use my pencil.
Yes.
I also started doing that in school when I had to use school calculators, and I started getting iffy about like people being sick. Because the thing about school calculators don't get me.
Yeah, mine doesn't either.
Well, you are the only one that uses it.
Well, my mom bought them from someone.
If I have, you're not allowed to use Clorox wipes, but if I have them, you would like me to write down your calculator for you.
Something's trying to save one. Like, okay, we're not gonna
Because obviously we're going to try to tell ourselves we're
How does it get eaten?
eat it.
Is anybody calculating this? Am I
Yes,
reading from-
I am.
Yeah, I got it.
I'm glad that Ava is. Oh, and you already got it? What'd you get?
I got 1.8.
Okay.
1.8 is not
I got
correct.
24, 26.
24, 26. So if we calculate what is the expected singular,
If your name starts
That's the
with
same
last
thing.
name, if your last name starts with
I was just gonna make these decimals. Because when we start talking about points, we don't normally talk in fractions, right? But okay, so they're gonna do all. Hey, the reason I talked over that, they're gonna do all 7th grade before they go to any 8th grade, because they're working down a roster, right? That's why they're going alphabetical. That's why I'm not actually complaining to anyone today except for you guys. So if I calculate this, guys, this just doubles. Right? We don't really even need a calculator for this. This is just 0.72. This just stays what it is because it's times 1. It's just 0.24. When I add these up, I get 0.96. We don't always, all because we're doing probability. If I'm already working in decimals, it's easy. I mean, sometimes fractions is easier, but here in
So
decimals.
we're expecting to get
On each shot, each time he goes up,
0.96 of a point.
so in 100 times at the line for a 1 and 1,
You will get,
he would,
she will get 96.
he, she, whatever. They, Delilah. Let's just use Delilah's name.
Person A.
All right, moving on.
Person B.
52.
Dunkin' Donuts. Chris Y.
Oh, Janine. I'm now just going to try to mispronounce every name.
No. Janity. Janity.
D9.
Janine.
D9.
Janity.
Janine sounds like a football player.
D9.
Dana.
The teacher's like,
They know.
Such a shaky teacher.
What?
It's
Janity.
Janity. Got it.
Wow.
Janity.
Alright, I feel like I got us off. We're almost out of
I
time.
didn't.
So, this die has positive and negative outcomes.
Negative 4 points? That could take you from an A minus to B plus.
But there's 4 positives. What? I mean, the probability of that negative 4 is only a 6th, right?
No, it's a third.
No!
Ooh, yeah, it's a third,
There's two
right?
negative 4.
But wait, what's the probability of the 2?
Yeah, but it's only 2 points. It's not worth it.
It is not worth it.
It's not worth it.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Yes or no? You don't really have to get through these problems. You don't know the answers.
The average is -1.
So
It's just not worth it.
Oh,
The average,
you think
the average.
you think that on average this result will be bad for the student?
Yeah, -1.
Yeah, it's -1.
Yeah.
I
No.
know.
No.
I was like, let's roll the die and let's see if you get the good points.
I
The
would
same
rather
thing
do
with
the
the
extra
points.
credit.
Make it way down so they always get negative 2 points.
This
Well,
is the
oops,
extra.
sorry.
So you think they're gonna lose 1 point each toss?
Yes.
The expected value is
Average.
1/6 of a loss. 1/6 of a point. Because realize that when we average this out, we have to deal with the fact that there are 6 sides and that 1/6 comes back in place. So if we had time, we'd break this all up. But if you're curious to see that, we can talk about it later. We'll come back to it tomorrow. Tomorrow we will be moving on. So please get tonight's homework wrapped up for 55 through 66. Let me know if you have any questions on it, and we can go over that tomorrow at the beginning of class.
I don't want that teacher.
Hey, you want a chance to lose some points off your grade?
Yeah, no! I'd rather keep my A minus.
I think the teacher lived to die so that I always get -4.
Yeah, it's no way to die. It's like you
Guess you lost points.
That's really funny, kind of.
It's a way to die.
I always end up with A minus.
This goes with how irrational it is to use points. Like,